Well, hey guys, welcome back to Figure It Out. Let's take a quick look at the new The Flash movie, Michael Keaton Batman figure from McFarlane Toys. Alright, so here is the Michael Keaton Batman figure from the new Flash movie that's coming out. It's not yet out at the time of this video. So I want to just do a real brief overview of what this thing looks like. So let's just start with the sculpt. I think they did a reasonably decent job on making this look like Michael Keaton, although he is in mask, and so you can't really tell exactly what his face looks like, but as you look at the bottom half of his face, you can definitely see some Michael Keaton in that, and so I think they did a reasonably good job of the sculpt on this. So let's talk about things I like and things I don't like about this figure. So things that I like, I definitely like the uniform. I think they've done some interesting ways of creating texture on this uniform, so trying to keep it true to what the uniform from that 1989 Batman, they made this full cowl here, and in the original movie he really couldn't move his head, so they've actually given the ability to, as far as articulation is concerned, to move the head around. So I think that that's kind of a good choice. They also included the, I guess, the classic Batman emblem here, which is actually really pretty cool, and made it a part of the cowl as it was in the movie, and so that part's neat. The way they gave this figure texture is they used some gloss finishes on part of the uniform, and then some flat finishes with slight texture on them for other parts. So you can see this in the armor here. You can see this is high gloss, and this moves to a flat finish. The belt is a flat finish with, part of the middle section being high gloss, and so it gives it sort of a very interesting texture to it. As you kind of move it around, you can see where some of the light plays off the uniform, as well as where it does not, where it's flat. Another thing that did some added paint was on the boots. It's really subtle, but there is a kind of a greenish dry brush on the boots themselves, and so as we look at the boots, it gives them some added texture as well. There's like this dry brush that's over there, almost like there's a dirt or a film on the boots, and it is a very slight greenish tone, kind of difficult to perceive because this uniform is black. So I like the uniform. I think they did a good job of adding texture to that. I like the sculpt, I like the cowl, I like that symbol. Sort of I like and don't like, it's the cape. The cape is made of cloth, which is a departure from some of the recent figures. One cool thing about it is a real displayable cape. It's really cool. I wish it had like a wire in it so we could put it into some poses, and I suppose that's something that you could do if you wanted to, but it doesn't, and so it leaves me wanting more. So I love the idea that it is this big massive cape. We can stretch it out, but I hate the idea that we can't pose it. It's really going to be in any action poses we put this in, it's going to be really subject to gravity, so it's going to be really hard showing this thing flowing or moving. If he's diving off a ledge, the cape should be flowing behind him, but there's no way to really make it like that because it is it does not have wires in it to give it any kind of posability. So the lack of posability in the cape is not good. The other thing I don't like about the figure is the arm movements are limited by this armor piece, this pauldron, if you will, which is a protector of the deltoid muscle, and so it does limit the ability of the arm to really engage in, I guess, really open movements. Like we can't get a full movement back, so I can't push his arm back much beyond this on either side because of the pauldrons that are on there. And whereas, yes, it's true to the uniform itself from the movie, it does limit the action figure itself from its posability. The figure comes with 2 additional hands. These are closed fists, so you can pose the figure in a fighting stance with closed fists. It also comes with a batarang, a silver batarang, which is true to the movie, and it also comes with his grappling gun, The grappling gun would fall under one of those things that I don't like. The rest of the accessories are fine. Whereas it's true to the movie, this is the barrel, this is the handle. The handle is such a short stub, it makes it really difficult for the action figure to hold on to it. So, you know, in the movie, this folds, the handle folds up, and this becomes just a singular piece. He pops it open, he holds on to this part, aims it, shoots it, and is able to, you know, ascend or descend however he's going. But because this is such a short handle, when you try to put it in his hand for posability, it really is very delicate. It doesn't hold very well. And you can see that's barely there, and it's not really even aiming very true. So it makes the handle there, just makes it a little difficult. I wish we had just a little extra plastic, even though it would maybe have caused it to be a little bit less than or a little bit more than what it was in the movie. It's kind of difficult to get him to grab hold of it and then aim it correctly. So I don't like this piece. There's no way to attach it to the belt or anything like that. So for me, this is a bit of a, I can't use it to really pose too much. It doesn't really hold very well in his hand. Another thing I particularly like about this figure that I really like is I like the, I think the proportions or the dimensions are really cool. Like, they didn't make him overly huge as far as musculature is concerned. I feel like he's kind of maybe a thinner, more athletic looking Batman. And so I kind of like the proportions they gave him. I think it really fits with this figure, is with Michael Keaton as well. So I really like that. I think they did a great job on the proportions. Well, as always, thank you for watching Figure It Out. If you have enjoyed this video, then take a second and, if you would, like it. And you can also subscribe to the channel. You know I appreciate that. And we will see you soon on Figure It Out.